Good morning and welcome to the first webinar of Planet Gold project. My name is 𝗣𝗟𝗀 𝗂𝘀 and I will have the pleasure of guiding you through today's session together with two moderators from 𝗍𝗶𝗄𝘀, Stefano and Giancarlo. Thank you all for being here, partners and stakeholders. It's really a key moment for the implementation of our project. This webinar is structured in three main phases. We have an introductory section with all the updates of the work packages. Then we have a second part dedicated to the thematic tables and then a closing session. We have a rich and a well-structured agenda today, so we really count on everyone's collaboration to keep things on time. So we can start with Olga Endel. She's the coordinator of the project. And so thank you very much. And I hope that this webinar will be stimulating and interesting for all of you. So Olga, if you want to start.
Yes.
You have your presentation, so you can share your screen.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So yes, thank you so much, Beatrice. And yeah, once again, welcome to the first webinar of Planet Global Goals. Just to give you an introduction of the project. So the first thing is it's an Erasmus key action 2.0. So it's a cooperation partnership in vocational education and training, and it lasts for 30 months. We are the first year, and the last month is February 2027. So we still have some time. The coordinator is 𝗦𝗂𝗀𝗀 University, and the consortium is composed by 7 partners from Greece, Italy, Norway, Poland, Slovenia, Spain, and Sweden. The main context and mission of the project is that we address the need of updated skill set to master the green transition and digital transformation as outlined in the European Green Deal. And the core idea is to support a key sustainability competence, aiming to change individuals' behavior to promote harmony with society, the environment, and the planet. So to align with SDGs. And the expected output is will be an educational platform, a handbook for educators, and also platform-based workshops. To go a little bit deeper into the project structure, first of all, the primary goals is to involve competence and knowledge of vocational education and training educators regarding the 17 Sustainable Development Goals by providing innovative educational tools. And then we have secondary goals, which is strengthening the VET educator's role in teaching in line with social, environmental, and digital transformation. Influence also the adaptation of the VET to the new needs of the labor market and increase its attractiveness, and also promote pro-social and pro-environmental attitudes among VET educators and students. There is a small overview here of the work package structure. We have the project management work package, the educational platform, which is a development and programming of a responsive web design and e-learning platform led by EuroLeader, a Polish partner. Handbook for educators, which is a handbook that covers 17 SDG and should be translated in all the partner language, led by the Center for Education and Innovation. We have as work package 4 the platform-based workshop, which are workshop to support the educational tools based on the platform content, and is led by InnoHub. And then we have the dissemination work package led by Phonics. And here are the organizations. So it's 𝗦𝗂𝗀 University. Our organization, the coordinator, is a higher education institution, and it's already committed to sustainability because it's the first university globally certified with ISO 14001. Strong research base in embedded system, and this is our department, and supporting the digital aspect, so the digital transition. And then we have the Euroleader partner, as I said, is the Work Package 2 leader, and is an NGO specialized in creating IT products, so e-learning platforms, and running European projects in ecology and education. The Center for Education and Innovation based in Greece is the leader of Work Package 3, and is an NGO focused on developing education materials, content adaptation, bringing educational expertise. We have the Asociación Valencia InnoHub, that is based in Spain. The Work Package 4 leader is an association that focuses on innovation, business, and education. And the expertise is in designing and evaluating educational activities and practical implementation. We have the University of Maribor, which in the project has the role of the quality assurance leader, providing the quality assurance plan within the Work Package 1 management of the project. And they are a university, so it's a higher education institution, in particular the Faculty of Humanities, and is specialized in formal and informal environmental education. The other company that is actually leading the Work Package 5, which is the dissemination, is Phonics, and is a market leader it's an organization market leader in job activation and promoting the green transformation, ensuring project results meet the market demands. And then finally, we have Novareckon, which is an enterprise based in Italy, actively promoting education and training initiative with experience in vocational education and training. And they're contributing in the whole, all of the work packages, in particular the educational ones. So I'm done with my presentation. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the webinar.
Thank you, Olga. Thank you very much for the overview of the project and also the partners. So then it's Euroleader. I don't know if Kajetan or Piotr will have the presentation. So
yes, I will be the one presenting today. Please just let me know if you can see my screen well.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So I will be talking to you today about our responsibility, which is Work Package 2, and its main output, meaning responsive web design educational platform. Yes. So let's start from objectives and goals we had in mind. Development of this platform was supposed to provide us with a central knowledge hub for all the project outputs, which will be like accessible in one specific place, just like without the need to look any other for it. We envisioned it as the mean of engagement, of raising the engagement rate of end users, as well as strengthening the teachers' capabilities in that sense. Yes, and basically like creating like this immersive platform, immersive environment meant for knowledge transfer. Of course, all the materials as well as the platform itself are translated into national languages, which are English, Greek, Polish, Spanish, Italian, Norwegian, Slovenian, and Swedish. Of course, like development of this platform also provides scaling potential, thanks to which we can then like expand our solution for different scenarios or like institutions, for example. And of course, digital revolution is also important, and we are contributing to that through the development of the platform. During the development, we have aligned strongly with few design principles, which is firstly, utilization of one specific aesthetic graphics and intuitive layout in order to increase accessibility and usability. We also put like strong emphasis on making sure that like no matter what device you are using, is it laptop, PC, tablet, or phone, you will get like exactly the same experience of high quality. Like again, again expanding accessibility and the overall quality. Also, input feedback is like a bit less, maybe maybe more obscure part of the development process, but it's also important, making sure that like buttons are animated, like specific highlights are like dynamically presented to the user, which like again contributes to the like knowledge transfer quality and also just immersiveness. We also made sure to utilize the newest standards in security measures, meaning we don't use passwords anymore because it's also some like threat in some cases. But yeah, like instead of that, we are using one-time code generated whenever user wants to register a new account or log in. You just go to your email and then you can find there you can find a one-time code which you are using for everyone for everything basically. Yes, and we have also two user types, students and teachers. The biggest difference is that teachers have the access to all the handbooks and educational materials meant for them specifically on the platform. Yes, and speaking about content, we have two types. First one is handbooks. Handbooks are divided into these two main parts. First part, which consists information on 17 SDGs, specifically information like overall information, some terms, challenges, and practical exercises also to carry out with your class, for example. And also handbook number 2, second handbook, which consists of country reports dedicated to all of the countries involved in the development of the project, just like analysis of various indicators. Yes. All the handbooks can be either downloaded or viewed yes, directly on the platform. We have embedded PDF file reader, which is again like some improvement for the accessibility. The second part of the content is, or rather are, platform-based workshops. It's this interactive education and game, which can be played directly on the platform. And it can, yes, it can be played in two ways, either individually to make sure that the pace is like exactly as you're expecting it, or competitively, which is, yes, a bit more dynamic. You can just like participate in this like rivalry with others, with other participants. The game includes, of course, like topics from all 17 SDGs, and they are divided into 7 main areas to simplify the process a bit. So people 1, people 2, prosperity 1 and 2, planet 1, planet 2, and peace and partnerships. Yes, after each completed area, each completed stage, players are presented with the summary of their performance, so they can see like where they performed well or what other room for improvements they have. Yes, you can also check your own progress in My Progress tab to make sure you always know what like where to improve on. Here you can see some screenshots of the platform. On top, we have navigation bar where you can like quickly move to starting new lesson or to read handbooks to check your progress, see your profile. As you can see, like aesthetics are like exactly the same throughout the whole platform. So we have this like flat graphics. Here, this is the interface of starting new lesson. As you can see, you can either join like existing lesson, because teacher can create a game room and then other players can join like that. If you're a teacher, you can create a new lobby yourself, of course, or you can just start the lesson in individual way if you just want to learn on your own. On the left side, you can see the screen of the invitation code, which is generated, and then you can insert it to join the room. We have player list with the maximum of 99 players, and yeah, on the right side you can see the one of the just one of the screenshots how the game starts. And this is all from me. Thank you, Alat.
Thank you, Piotr. Perfect. So now I leave the floor to Georgia. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Beatrice. Okay, so now it's my turn. I'm part of Innovate staff, so we are responsible for the work package 3, which is the handbook for educators. So first of all, we will start with the objectives and the goals of this work package. And the primary goal is to develop an innovative handbook for vet educators that provides a clear, practical, and engaging approach to teaching the 17 SDGs in classroom. Another goal is to support the professional development of vet educators through strengthening their capacity to integrate sustainability, green skills, and digital transformation into teaching. Another goal is to offer a European perspective on sustainability, and this happens through the combination of the handbook, as the handbook combines theoretical and country-based content. We also aim to ensure that the access to this handbook is multilingual, and as it's translated, it's going to be translated into 8 languages, which are English, Polish, Greek, Italian, Swedish, Slovenian, Spanish, and Norwegian. And finally, to validate and refine the handbook through the internal and external evaluation processes that have already taken place. The target groups for this are, first of all, vet educators and trainers, as the handbook is targeted for them. Also vet trainers and career counselors. And the secondary target group are vet student trainees, policymakers and educational stakeholders, and finally NGOs and organizations that are active in sustainability and education fields. So here is, moving on, we have the structure of the handbook. First of all, we have part 1, which is the handbook for educators. The handbook for educators, is divided into 2 main parts. So the first one are the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. And here we have an analytical and educational presentation of each one SDG. And this presentation includes theoretical background and context of each SDG, the key challenges and opportunities for VET, and also connection to VET, how each SDG is connected to the VET sector. It also includes practical tools, classroom activities, and self-reflection exercises, examples of how educators can promote sustainable mindsets and behavior, and finally some infographic quizzes and best practices. Then we have the second part, which are the country reports. And here we have comparative analysis of how each partner country, from the ones in the consortium, meaning Sweden, Poland, Greece, Spain, Slovenia, Norway, and Italy, integrates the SDGs into national strategies and policies. Also, we highlight good practices, gaps, and provide recommendations that can be useful. And finally, we provide example and case studies that we aim to inspire educators and policymakers. And moving on, we have the final product. So both parts, part 1, which are the SDGs, and part 2, the country reports, will be published in PDF and an interactive flipbook formats. They will be available in all partner languages, plus English, and will be hosted and will be available in the project's digital platform under the RWD educational environment. And this is the last slide, which is the expected impact of this effort and the whole work package. First of all, we aim to increase knowledge and awareness of sustainability among the vet educators and vet students. We aim to provide enhanced professional skills and adaptability to the green and digital transition. Strengthen international collaboration and exchange of best practices. And this has mainly to do with the best practices that are in this handbook. And finally, contribution to the EU priorities for sustainable and inclusive vet systems. And that was the presentation.
Thank you, Georgia. Perfect. So now we can leave the floor to Nerea for 𝗏𝗏𝗏.
Hi, hello. Well, I want to introduce myself because I'm pretty new to this project. And 𝗏𝗏𝗏 is the leader for the Work Package 4 and the platforms-based workshop guidelines. Well, the main objective is to create 7 multilanguage interactive workshops in different languages, as my colleague said. And we will be covering all SDG thematic areas hosted on the 𝗍𝒂𝒐 platform. So each workshop will include content, quizzes, and a final competition stage. And well, we have 9 different activities, and well, they will all include, as we said, all the stages. Well, activity 1 and 2 have been already done, which was a workshop content plan and template, and first version of workshop content. So we are working now on internal and external evaluation, which the leader is in 𝗏𝗏𝗏 in this case, and we will have 14 internal reviewers and 7 external experts. So activity 4, which is the finalization of workshop content, and the lead partner would be 𝗍𝒊𝒏𝒆, and all partners will revise their workshop content based on evaluations. Well, activity 5 will be the translation to national languages by 𝗏𝗏𝗏 as well. Activity 6 will be a TPM in Valencia in Spain. Will be hosted by my organization 𝗏𝗏𝗏 and will be represented by 2 partners per organization, 14 in total. And activity 7 will be a workshop, a manual creation, and it will be created by 𝗍𝒊 and 𝗏𝗏𝗏 as well, and translated by all the partners into their national languages. And activity 8 will be the platform integration, and will be created by Euroleader. And well, the objective is fully functioning interactive platform, basically. Okay, so activity 9 will be the pilot workshops, and each partner will run 1 workshop locally, and they will have to host it for 30 participants per country. So this will be aimed to reach 210 total participants totally. So the outcome will be 1 survey report per country. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Nerea. So then we can leave the floor to Lene for the last presentation of Work Package 5 related to the dissemination.
Thank you. I'm presenting the Work Package 5, which is the dissemination, visibility, and impact. So my name is Lene Borvik, and I'm the project manager here at 𝗏𝗏𝗏 in Norway. I'm going to give you a short overview of Work Package 5, which is the dissemination and communication activities that we are doing in the Planet Goals project. And I will show you how we're making Planet Goals visible, engaging educators and learners, and ensuring that our results last beyond the project period. So our dissemination plan follows a clear 3-stage model, which is first awareness. We are letting people know who we are and what we stand for. And then second, it's understanding, which is where we are showing our progress through newsletters, webinars like this one today, and posts online. And finally, action, which is encouraging educators to use our tools in real vet context. And this approach ensures communication that leads to impact. That's what we believe. So the Planet Goals website is our main hub for communication. It is multilingual. It's in all the languages of the project. And it's easy to navigate. It shows everything from project objectives to upcoming events. And we've already passed about 500 unique visits, and it continues to grow every day. Hopefully everybody will log on to the website to see how it looks and give us a feedback if you have anything. It will remain online beyond 2027, which is encouraging and ensuring sustainability, and it will continue to show our project and our results that we are doing in this project. Our social media channels extend our reach and visibility. Each partner is contributing monthly to content, and it's highlighting achievements and events that we are doing throughout the project. We have over 90 posts, and we're growing our follower engagement. Our social media has become a vital link between our project and the wider vet community. We are on LinkedIn and Instagram, so please look us up and follow us if you are on those platforms. So far in this project, we've reached more than 1,400 people, and we built a strong network of 350 stakeholders. The feedback has been overwhelmingly positive so far, and we will keep our results. We keep sharing on social media with newsletters, and we also will organize national multiplier events in the end of the project, which is going to strengthen our visibility and impact. So please follow us and stay engaged. And thank you, everybody, for your attention.
Thank you, Lene. So
Thanks.
perfect. We are on time. Okay, so now we are moving into the second phase of the webinar that is related to the thematic tables. In this part, we have the chance to exchange ideas more directly. So we have 7 rotating thematic tables related to all partners, for partners and stakeholders. So the format is simple, dynamic, and I think that thanks to the participation of Stefano and Giancarlo, we can start. Okay.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
I leave the floor to Stefano and Giancarlo. Thank you.
Thank you, Beatrice. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much. Good morning to everyone. Thank you for this participation in this second part of the webinar. Thank you to Beatrice for the presentation. Now we start with the thematic tables, a moment that we need to achieve some objectives with the matters that the project Planet Goals deals with. And we start from, of course, the table 1 about climate action and energy transformation in local communities. And we do this with the support of the University of Maribor. I call on the floor Tina and Jana from the university. Please unmute your microphone and please let us present your stakeholder.
I'm going to represent the University of Maribor and also our stakeholders. If they have any additional questions or comments, I will ask them to talk to you. But I'm going to talk about the questions and the case studies that our team has come up with.
Perfect. Now, yeah. Giancarlo introduced the theme, and then we start with the questions. So,
hello. So we are going deeper inside the real impact of all that. So, big conclusion from my side I had in order to listen to you. And we start exactly from Maribor, for Slovenia, and starting with the topic that sits the heart of the Planet Goals mission, the climate action and the energy transition. So we go a few deeper, thanks to Maribor, University Maribor, looking at what is important now as IP impact for vet educators with practical knowledge about especially SDG 7, affordable and clean energy, and SDG 13. So we try to now to have some look inside the Slovenian communities, and we start to explore such kind of opportunity of this test bed in Slovenia. Especially the first question that I am curious to ask to Maribor University is if, or better, how the Slovenian communities tackle the climate change. How is the way that you tackle with? Please.
Yeah, so this is a very important topic, not just for EU countries in general, but especially for Slovenia. So we have different communities that have taken action through projects, EU projects or community-led projects. And one such example is a valley called the 𝗣𝗑𝗯 Valley in Slovenia, which is starting to use smart irrigation for climate adaptation. And this is being done through a project called Relive 𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗂 𝗍𝒂𝗂. So this it's about climate change adaptation strategy for agriculture, in particular in the 𝗣𝗑𝗯 Valley, specifically for the period between 2017 and 2021. Since agriculture is an important element in Slovenia in general, but also for the regional community of the 𝗣𝗑𝗯 Valley, and it has been affected by climate change. The principal objective of this project was to develop a good strategy for climate adaptation, taking into account the specific characteristics of the valley and of the region. And a total of 35 farmers and 6 large farms were included. And they switched from irrigation scheduling based on experience and mere assumptions to a more proper irrigation scheduling based on real-time soil water monitoring, basically, which helped them to optimize their water use. And the project also designed green windbreaks, which were shown to provide effective wind protection for crops while combating erosion and also maintaining biodiversity. Another such good example is the Net Zero Cities pilot program, which includes 3 Slovenian cities, Ljubljana, Kranj, and Velenje. The project helps cities to become more climate neutral, which means that they do not add more greenhouse gases to the atmosphere than they can remove. And so each of those 3 cities is focusing on a different climate challenge after they have identified some critical areas that require immediate action. So for example, Kranj, the city of Kranj, is improving public transport and creating a mobile app to reduce car dependency and to help people travel more sustainably. Velenje is working on energy efficient buildings, switching from coal to renewable energy. Ljubljana, the capital of Slovenia, is working on using waste energy for its heating systems. And they're also sharing ideas and learning from each other. So it's like this collaborative effort that helps the cities move forward. And Ljubljana has also established an innovation hub, which helps people to understand how to tackle climate change. They can attend workshops and events to learn how to help the environment in general. And we have another good example, which is Gorenjska region, which is a part of a European project, or actually it serves as a case study. Last year, the Joint Research Center of the European Commission published a report where they investigated the potential of using some key features of transformative innovation to help build climate resilience. And it was found that the awareness on the topic is still lacking, because many people and organizations in Slovenia, and particularly in that region, still don't know much about climate change, which makes it harder to work together and also to make smart decisions. However, as you may remember, after major floods in Slovenia that happened in August 2023, where that's also when the president of the European Commission visited Slovenia and assessed the situation, which was very, very bad. After that, the local government started setting up so-called climate offices to support action plans for energy and climate aid, and to properly distribute funding in a more efficient way in relation to climate change adaptation. So there's still a lot to be done, a lot to learn. We have yet to see educational institutions include climate change topics into their curricula, but there is some progress also in that area. So that would be our summary of different ways that Slovenian communities tackle climate change. And I would like to invite our stakeholders from Slovenia, Tine, Alenka, Hanna, Mariana, if you have anything to add, if you can think of another example, if you have any comments, you can share. Tine, do you have something to add?
Hello, everyone. I'm also affiliated with the university, but not University of Maribor, but in Ljubljana, where I'm very involved in topics related to local government. And as we are researching in field of development strategies, we can observe that topics of resilience through projects that wish to tackle climate change are becoming more and more important, fortunately, in local development strategies in Slovenian municipalities.
Thank you. Mariana, she is also very involved in sustainability and ecology topics. Do you have any other comments, suggestions?
Yes, I would like to tell you that we have some very great projects with which we are dealing with climate change and green infrastructure, water management, and cross-border cooperations. I welcome this project today.
Thank you so much, really. Thank you for your report. So if it's possible, we now said something very important about climate problems, and we can just focus now on, if it's possible, about energy. I'm curious about how is Slovenia transforming the energy sector to align with the SDGs goals and so. So now a few words, if it's possible, about energy sector.
Yes, also a very important question, because as you know, the energy sector is one of the major GHG emission contributors globally, not just in our country or in the EU. So Slovenia is trying to expand renewable energy through EU-supported initiatives, focusing on solar, hydro, and biomass energy. We also aim to phase out coal by 2033, which is supported by the Just Transition Fund. And this will help deliver a just transition into Slovenian regions. We are also working on energy efficiency in buildings and on energy infrastructure and innovation. So investing in smart grid technologies, for example, and community-driven energy projects, investing in energy storage, which is very important, and our partners also learned a thing or two about this. we are planning to build a pumped storage hydropower plant, or PSP, which is part of Slovenia's green energy strategy. And it will basically store extra electricity from sources like solar and wind, and it will release that energy when needed. So it will function like a giant battery, which is important because solar energy is not stable. It happens that solar panels generate more electricity than people can use. Sometimes it produces no energy at all because it depends on sunlight. So this is a great solution to reduce energy waste and also to support the use of clean energy in general. So this is my short answer. Again, if any one of our stakeholders would like to add something, please.
You forget to mention the nuclear energy which we have in Slovenia, and it's covered 20% of electricity consumption. That is very important also.
Yep, exactly. So that's the problem, because we have also more stable electricity producers like the nuclear power plant and hydropower plants. There's a problem because right now our solar power plants are producing electricity that can't be used. So it's like throwing away energy. That's why it's important to work on this project, because we will be able to store that energy and also gradually move away from nuclear energy or from other unsustainable and environmentally unfriendly facilities that produce energy. So I think we can move to the next question.
Amazing, really a perfect landscape you offered us. So I'm very interested also to now understand exactly about what are the useful tools for researching and learning about SDGs. So in order to complete these chains about SDGs and your project, of course, what are some useful tools in order to researching and learning about SDGs?
Yep, thank you for this question. I think it's best if I just share my screen and briefly show you some of the tools that we have used and you can also use. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect.
Okay, good. So one of those tools is the SDG mapper, which helps researchers, teachers, policymakers to explore science policy interface. And so if you're writing a paper, you can check how it aligns with the SDG goals or what topics it covers. Another such tool is SDGs and Me, which offers interactive visualizations that show how your country fares with regards to living and working conditions, education, climate change, and you can explore the trends. You can also compare your country to other countries. So you can select your country here and then you choose the Sustainable Development Goal, and it will show you the statistics. So where your country stands, for example, like it's very user-friendly and
interesting. Yes, interesting. Yeah. A lot.
Another one is SDGs games. So this is for younger audiences, children, and also students. Basically, an interactive online platform filled with educational games that are designed to teach the audience about the SDGs. And another one would be the SDG tracker by Our World in Data. It tracks global progress towards each of the SDG goals, and it uses official data. So you can also use charts and maps and it makes it easy to understand how countries are doing and where, what improvements would be necessary. So those would be the best examples of tools that you could use.
Perfect. Some other words from the stakeholders? And of course, at the end of this very important chain about dissemination, our project, because it's, of course, the natural evolution of this path of dissemination. So if there are other words or other things, we can change the table. Thank you so much. So the University of Maribor and the stakeholders, very, very kind and very interesting. Thank you so much. Stefano.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tina, and all the team of University of Maribor and their stakeholders. And we move from Slovenia to Poland. We move to the table 2 with Euroleader. So I call on the floor Piotr.
Yes, thank you a lot. All right, so we have prepared 4 topics, questions maybe to talk about. Maybe let me just quickly discuss all of them. I will try to not be too long. And afterwards I will invite our stakeholders to a common discussion. So first topic we have prepared is actually a good practice discussion, rapid expansion of the solar industry in Poland. So as it happens, just a few years ago, Poland wasn't exactly leading the green transformation, but the recent years enabled us to actually develop these technologies quite strongly. We have managed to reach over 10 gigawatts of green electricity production in recent years. Yes, and we actually managed to include big part of that into our national energy mix. Yes, and we are strongly contributing to decarbonization efforts, which is of course strongly related to SDG 7. This expansion was also both result and possible to achieve thanks to market liberalization and also strong support of public, which definitely increased the effectiveness of these actions. We should also mention about various government subsidy programs like My Electricity, Mój Prąd in Poland, which definitely boosted also this transformation a lot. You can hear just more and more often about people, just ordinary people, just owners of households installing some microgrids on their houses, which wasn't very commonplace before these recent years. Yes, but we should also mention some challenges related to that, especially a grid crisis challenge, so to speak, which is related to our aging electricity infrastructure in Poland, because since we are producing more energy now, the infrastructure itself starts to become an obstacle in that. So we need to focus on improving grid stability just to make sure that we won't have any blackouts related to just overpowering of these networks. And this is also why some connection denials appeared recently. Various investors have been rejected from requests of installing just big green electricity installations due to that, because the infrastructure just wouldn't handle that. So what should we do now? We should definitely invest a lot of money and effort and time into modernization of this grid to enable it to become a backbone, basically, of this green revolution. Also, energy storage systems, exactly as Tina said, they are also very, very important right now. Just not to waste this energy, but to be able to store as much of it as we can. I don't know if some of our stakeholders maybe would want to add something here, or if not, then I can just move straight to the second topic.
Piotr, they're not shy. The stakeholders are not shy. Okay.
It's all right. Yeah, maybe as I said in the beginning, I will just quickly finish my discussions, and then we can add something. Second topic is a potential solution actually related to SDG 12, which are stronger incentives for industrial reuse and ecological reusable design in manufacturing. which yes, it basically focuses strongly on prevention and reuse, which should be put higher in this hierarchy, up like above recycling. Because when we think about reusability, we tend to think about recycling, but actually we should focus on this earlier stages, on the like product development process. Yes, because through making sure that manufacturers create products which are like basically designed with that in mind, with refurbishment, possibility to repair, and that they can be remanufactured afterwards with less effort. This is actually what we should be focusing on rather than recycling. This includes a few principles, which is basically focusing on eco-design. Manufacturers should be incentivized from governments to focus on such features of their products as durability, repairability, ease of disassembly. So each user can basically do it on their own without the need to bring it to some specialized workshops, for example. Yes, and also the use of recycled or reusable materials in their products. Many of them are actually doing it. Like every manufacturer basically is bragging today how much, like how big part of their product is made with reusable materials. But in case of durability and repairability, I think we still kind of struggle, not only in Poland. Yes, so what policy tools can be actually applied here? Because I think that we should like these changes should start from governments and some specific policies encouraging us, but also manufacturers to do it. Extended producer responsibilities is actually one of the like the biggest focuses here. To make sure that like basically how it works is making sure that manufacturers take the responsibility for their product, not only from like production stage to selling, but also after its life cycle. So also after the user stopped using the product, they still need to take responsibility for that, which would strongly in it would contribute a lot to making sure that this transition, green transition, will be possible. How we can achieve it? I think governments should focus on various tax incentives and just financial help, such as tax breaks or maybe even like direct money grants for these manufacturers. Yeah, just to make sure that they are focusing especially on these features in their products. Also, right to repair legislation is very, very important because, as I said before, it will take off a lot of effort from these manufacturers just to normal people, since they will be able to repair most of that like these products on their own. Yes, I think it's again just this is it.
You did amazing compliments because your clear view, your clear vision is really contagious also to me. So it's a very good example about Poland. So at the end, the bottleneck about the energy is the grid, the infrastructures, like I think in many parts of Europe, but you really focused very well about Poland. And so I'm very happy. But please bring us by hands in a case study, bring us in something that can be like a transformation in a new entity, in something new economically, in something that is a case study that for SDGs can be emblematic. It's very important also to go regionally and have if something special happened. You can tell us something about?
I don't know if you want me to like maybe focus on the specific case study that we have prepared or just overall. Maybe the one.
As you prefer.
All right, all right.
You managed everything very well. So just a few minutes, but
Sure. Thank you, Oleg. Okay, so I think actually this case study that we have prepared for the discussion will be serving well here, which is actually a transformation of Silesian mines into cultural, tech, and research centers. Since, of course, like moving from these non-renewable energy sources to renewable ones will bring also different like various consequences, or in this case, like beneficial effects, I think. So yes, we should also think about how we can manage and yes, basically manage these spaces or like industries related to old sources of energy, such as coal mines, for example, exactly in this case. So they won't just remain abandoned, but instead of that, we can just make sure that they will still keep contributing to this green transition. So yes, like again, Silesian mines are a good example, because like Strefa Kultury, Katowice Culture Center, is the most prominent example, right? Since it was like former Katowice coal mine, and now it has been it has been basically like transformed into like an industrial heritage place, right? So a place of symbol for people to see this difference, so to just see the switch from like modern, from older ways of gathering energy to just this post-industrial one, that they can just appreciate this change. Yes, and also thanks to that, to this like new space that we have freed up, we can focus on converting it into various technology parks or special economic zones, which will enable various other branches, sectors such as IT, or maybe like some advanced technologies development, which can be actually placed in these areas. I don't know if someone wants to add something.
Perfect.
Or
yes, I think you give a really perfect and clear and bright view about the situation in Poland, especially also with this case study. So thank you so much. I think this panel we can consider well done and completed, and I give the floor to Stefano. Thank you so much, Piotr.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Piotr. Thank you for your support and your contribution. Now we move to Phoenix for the table 3 with Lene. Good morning, Lene. And in particular, good morning. And in particular, to talk about that, so the point, the central focus of the planet goals for green and social skills dedicated to needs, young people, no employment, no education, and not in training. So let's start. Giancarlo introduce the theme, and then we talk with Lene.
Yeah. Well, I have my stakeholders with me. I know some of them are off camera, but I will speak for them. And I also have one of them is on camera. It's Sven, I know. So if you have something to add, Sven, just come into the meeting. I will talk a little bit about vocational education and how it can help develop both green and social skills among learners, especially our needs, which is something we are having major issues with all over Europe now. It's a lot of youngsters outside of education and training or work or anything. So what we do is like vocational education. It plays a key role in linking sustainable development with social inclusion. Many young people who are outside the education or employment system need practical, meaningful learning experiences that connect to real life. And at Phoenix, we combine career guidance, skills training, and work-based learning to help participants gain confidence and purpose. So we do that by introducing sustainability themes such as recycling, energy efficiency, or green innovation into training programs. So the learners don't only learn technical skills, but they also learn environmental awareness and a sense of responsibility. So this dual approach helps participants understand that the green skills are not only about technology or the environment, but also about collaboration, problem solving, and ethical choices in the workplace. So in this way, vocational education becomes a platform for both personal empowerment and societal change. That's what we believe.
Thank you so much. Very interesting, and really the topic also of the gamification that I watched before in your platform is absolutely important, because we don't need just to have a relationship with the brain of the person, but also with inside the heart. And so I'm curious about the gamification. So a few deeper inside, we can say something about these digital tools and platform can support educators with the gamification. So some words more, if it's possible.
Yeah. No, yeah, I can talk a little bit about digital tools, like how we use digital tools. So digital learning tools can make more sustainability education more accessible, flexible, and engaging for both teachers and students. And the use of interactive e-learning platforms, videos, simulations, and real-life case studies allow educators to connect to the SDGs, to specific vocational fields, from healthcare, for example, and construction to IT and manufacturing. And at 𝗏𝗂𝘂, we use digital platforms to personalize learning and to ensure that each participant can progress with their own pace while linking theory to praxis. For example, we have like an online module might introduce like SGD 12, like Peter was talking about, responsible consumption and production, while practical workshops focus on reducing waste in production process. So yeah, so digital tools can make collaboration easier. That's what we
Amazing, amazing. So now a step back and talking about how the cooperation can work. So how can stronger cooperation between employers, training institutions, and public agencies such as NAV foster sustainable vocational education and lifelong learning? How they can collaborate? How can stronger can foster this?
So with sustainability, it requires long-term collaboration between all actors involved in education and employment. Employers, educators, and public agencies, like you were talking about NAV for us, which is the National Work and Welfare Organization in Norway. They each have unique perspectives on skill development. And when we work together, vocational training becomes more relevant and impactful. So at 𝗏𝗂𝘂, we serve as a bridge between these sectors. We collaborate with local businesses to identify the skill gaps with NAV, which, like I said, is the National Work and Welfare Organization, to support job seekers. And we work with training institutions to adapt educational sources to real labor market needs. So through such a cooperation, sustainability is embedded in not just curriculum content, but also in the structure of learning itself. So programs becomes adaptable, inclusive, and focus on lifelong learning. So.
Thank you so much, because of course, of the meanings of the things that you told us absolutely gorgeous, but also you're perfect in time. So really compliments, because it was very important support that you bring from 𝗏𝗂𝘂, and of course, also because the very important role about this project of 𝗏𝗂𝘂 and Norwegian part. So thank you so much to you and to your stakeholders. So Stefano, we can change the table. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lene, also from my side. And we return to Italy for the table 4. So I call 𝗏𝗏𝘂𝘁, and now we discuss about vocational educational training and business and social innovation. Here we have 𝗏𝗏𝘁. If you want, let's present us your stakeholders, and then from a short introduction of Giancarlo, we move to the questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Stefano. So here for Novareckon, there are present 4 stakeholders. Nicoletta is a project manager at Spin System. It's a Belgian company related to R&D projects. Then there's Matteo, is a professor of 𝗏𝗂𝘂𝘁 is a professional training and development organization. Elisa is the coordinator in the scientific and organizational area of 𝗏𝗂𝘂𝘁, is an association for research and development of the University of Piemonte Orientale in 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗀. And Nicole is a PhD student in business and management of the University of Turin. So here you can understand better our stakeholders. So I leave you the floor to Giancarlo. Thank you.
A really rich mosaic of competences that are absolutely in a need in such kind of aims. But let's try to be for a while in the bad side of the in the dark side of the moon. So we are talking about, of course, about the VT. But let's do a few critical approach. So I want to ask you, if is that fundamentally maybe too slow, maybe too traditional to effectively equip the workforce with the highly innovative and sustainable skills demanded by the SDG framework, or it is in fact the most direct pathway to achieve them? I mean, so at the end, in a critical way, how we can consider this project, and especially VT?
I can start, maybe. Okay. I think that it's true that the VET has been traditionally slower to adapt to things, market, and so on, because it's focused on hands-on training at most. But the perception, I feel that is changing in a certain way because it has a huge potential to be the most direct and impactful pathway to achieve SDG. Because it's really, really close to the labor market. And it is very important to make a change, a real change, a tangible change. If we can embed the sustainability, innovation, and so on in VET curricula, maybe, of course, with the help of companies, R&D, digital tools, you showed before, of course, we can train a generation that not only knows how to do the work, but can understand why it must be done sustainability with this kind of direction in mind, I think. If you get it right, VET, that I work in, of course, can be a powerful driver for green and digital transition, I feel.
Amazing, amazing. And you say right now curricula. So the question for me is, how can social innovation be integrated in VET curricula to empower vocational students to develop a practical, scalable solution to address local community challenges? If we bring everything in the local, but also we need to bring this in the curricula. So how can it work?
Perhaps for this, sorry, I'm Nicoletta. Perhaps for this I can share my thoughts. Well, I believe that in order to add some social innovation to the VEC sector, perhaps that we can use some project-based learning with practical examples focused on real problems, real local problems, such as poverty or also lack of resources, social, economic, or also educational resources. For example, students can identify the issues in their community and also try to create practical solutions, perhaps with the help of of collaboration with local organizations that are also dealing with these social problems, and also small businesses. I think that this approach will build a sense of community and also capacity building, creating somehow a social impact in their communities. I don't know if my colleagues...
Absolutely complete, absolutely in time, and absolutely perfect. From my point of view, you give me an amazing answer. So, okay, so I want to ask to stakeholders of Novareckon, to what extent is the adoption of educational technology and innovative learning a prerequisite for VET to effectively address SDGs? So the prerequisite. Who wants to?
May I try to answer?
You allow it.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, everyone. Well, I think that now technology in education is it's essential, it's fundamental. And this is true because it helps to maintain a good quality of education. It helps people to get access to new kind of knowledge, to new tools also. So it's really important to develop this kind of tools through education and formation. But I think that also some barriers are being kept away from this kind of evolution. And this is true because infrastructures are not developed everywhere still. And also there is a lack of skills. And this lack is not only true for people that are learning, but also for educators themselves. So the essential reason here is that we need investments, and this is true for rural and peripheral regions, of course, and it's true also for the training that people will need and that educators will need in order to get access to the tools and to get access to the training materials and methods that they will need to then pass to their learners. So this is, I think, the most important things to observe when thinking about digitalization in education and training. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Nicole. Someone other want to add something? Because for me, the question typically is, especially in Italy, we are in a situation with sort of bureaucracy and people very old. Sometimes when we talk about digitalization, we are making divide because for everyone it's not possible. So just not infrastructures, but sometimes also the mindset of the grandmother, the grandfathers. They become digitalized when they have grandsons, so they start to use WhatsApp and so. But of course, this is a different approach. We are talking about now educators, and educators in this moment need to play such kind of roles. Thank you so much.
Okay, let's move to the next table, the table number 5, about creative methods for sustainability in education. And I call the floor 𝗲𝗏𝗯𝗔 University.
Yes.
Yes, hello, Olga.
Hello, hello.
Hello. If you want to present your stakeholders, or if you want to start.
Yes, so I will give you a short introduction.
Perfect.
And also give the floor to the stakeholders. Firstly, about Sweden. Sweden has a clear policy framework for integrating sustainable development goals into education, including vocational and technical training. As an example, Sweden follows Agenda 2030 and the SDG 4.7 that ensure that all learners gain knowledge and skills for sustainable development. And also the Swedish National Agency for Higher Vocational Education guides the VET providers in integrating the sustainability and the green skills within the curriculum. And so sustainability is actually embedded in the curriculum. So Sweden is quite forward with that, but also the depth of application varies across different sectors. Also to give a little overview of the landscape of VET in Sweden. So we have the upper secondary vocational schools, the higher vocational education, and also the adult education and apprenticeship. Within all of these sectors, different educations, we have also a lot of collaboration with actually companies to ensure practical training and exposed to the real world challenges, which is also quite good for the, of course, vocational education and training. So after this brief introduction, I can introduce our stakeholders. So we have 𝗤𝗏𝗲𝗁, which is working for Research Unfolded and also 𝗲𝗏𝗯𝗔 University. And the company that he has provide digital services to support research and educational activities. And he's working mainly into the software development sector and AI. And then we have Diana Gaudian, which is from Novareckon Consultancy, and they provide creative consultancy and also strategic innovation, also through workshops and creative education. We have also Giovanni Burresi from Skylab, that is dealing with robotics and AI, and then Teresa Zuppardo, that she's working for Auri Studio and is involved in language education. So yeah, you can go ahead with the questions.
Perfect, amazing panel. So like of course before. So thank you so much. I noticed a few surnames from Italy, but so we play at home, as I say.
Yeah, we have a couple of them from Italy. Yes.
So now you're talking about pedagogy and methodology. And for me, it can be very interesting and curious to understand how can creative methods like we are talking about in this moment, such as, for example, also team buildings, but also experiential learning, foster awareness of sustainability among learners. So how they work, if they work.
I can jump in for a bit. Hello, guys. My name is Diana. I'm based in Sweden, and I've worked with youth and also adults for over than 14 years. I've developed different workshops and doing different activities with them. And talking about methods, it is very difficult and challenging when you work with different kind of groups, and each group you work with, you need to really customize what you're doing with them. And there was a point that was mentioned also before, like talking why we do this, what is happening and why we're doing it. So there are like three aspects when we work with workshops with youth and adults and any kind of audiences. It's very important for that group to know why you were doing this. Why are we learning it? What's the point out of it? Otherwise, we're just talking in one ear and the other goes into the other ear. And also, my way of working in the workshops is always game-based, but my game-based methods are physical and not digital, because I feel when you play together, there's always this fear of losing. When it's a real project, you're always scared of failing. But when it's just games, you lose that failure aspect and you lose the fear of not succeeding. And then people will learn, they will integrate with each other, and there will be more conversation between each other. And then we can bridge a gap when you teach them these tools and then they use these tools within applying them, whether it's a game or an actual hackathon, for example, on real problems. So the workshops and the method of workshops should kind of diverse on different elements. So you start with introducing the tool, why are we doing this, and then implement it into a game or like an actual project. There are always challenges when it comes to these things. As I mentioned in the beginning, customization on how you want to develop your workshop. You have to be very careful on what you're doing, taking into consideration who is your audience. And then there's also balancing the structure with freedom, because when you do games, you want to give some rules, but you want to also give the field for them to be creative and do different things, because you don't want to limit the ideation and innovation that these brains and talents that can come up with different things. And there's also the aspect of competing with attention. We live in a time where everything's on your phone, short attention spans. It's very difficult. So it's also these things that we need to take into consideration when doing these kind of workshops. I would just end with a quick thing. And I see, like, when you do these workshops with the people and you introduce them to SDGs, it also helps them to be motivated to be part of something bigger. So when you also introduce those kind of things and introduce the tools together, you develop brains with the youth and ways of thinking and implement those small things of how to think, how to develop stuff, and create a new generation that might come up with the solutions that we need. So they connect it to the SDGs, how I'm thinking and how I go about doing innovations and creative thinking. Yeah, I don't know, that was a lot, but
No, was perfect, interesting. I like it. I want to highlight what you said about the rules of the rules. I mean, if you are too much strict, the game will become a sort of top-down moment. It's typical. Instead, in this way, it's co-designed, that we can say, the legal framework of the rules. So very interesting. Absolutely, I agree. From my point of view, all your words, you are not absolutely wrong. So thank you so much, because it was very important. We need to give a real life to the things, not just words. But technology helps us, and technology in this moment can be also virtual reality. So for me now the question is going sort of from in a technological point. So how do you promote sustainability in virtual reality training? So I mean, there is virtual reality. So how does it work in virtual reality training?
So I have been working with virtual reality for around 5 years now, and I have been immersed in this environment in Sweden that is putting a huge amount of effort in creating training through virtual reality to reduce the both the danger to the people who are experiencing the training, because it can be very dangerous to put for a completely unexperienced person to operate specific types of machinery, for example, but also it is massively helpful in promoting sustainability, because the amount of training the amount of training facilities and the amount of training machines can be significantly reduced. For example, my colleagues from Chalmers are doing a project in which they are looking into creating a shop floor training facilities in virtual reality, meaning that you do not have to reconstruct how factory looks like, or to stop the factory, or do things like that. And you can still train the people to some degree on how to participate in that production line. And this can be expanded in many different domains. One of the most interesting ones is training for situations that are not that are too dangerous for people to actually experience them. For example, virtual reality has been used a lot in Nordic countries to start training firefighters, so that they can virtually enter a building, and via something like virtual reality training, their vision can be, for example, obscured while, and the system can measure how much oxygen they would have under those circumstances without putting any danger on the actual firefighter. And finally, this can be done with catastrophe management scenarios, which there is almost no way to completely prepare for a catastrophe management, but using virtual reality, at least some aspects of it can be experienced a little bit more than doing any type of kind of training without that catastrophe happening. And this can be everything from a flood to fires, to earthquakes, any kind of aspect it can be looked into. And this kind of training then enables it can be sustainable, because that is one of the big aspects of sustainability, is a kind of a management of a crisis, so that it is correctly managed, that things are not made worse by some what's it called, by damage to something. For example, if there is we want to prevent oil spills and similar things, and that kind of situation, to be able to reduce that, we need training, and we need to train people so that they can run into the situation ready and with understanding of what to do, and then we can minimize the dangers. And that is only one of the small aspects. So it is the usage of these new technologies, both virtual reality and mixed reality, is becoming very common these days. Usage of all these technologies is creating huge potential for sustainable training and sustainable training of trainers as well.
So thank you so much, because it's really interesting. It's from my side also a topic where I'm well deep inside it because of investment and projects. So I'm very curious. And yes, I agree totally. This approach bring also empathy, bring also efficiency, and bring persons deep inside the things they can touch. Of course, for also sustainability is a very important aspect. You can play like a role game at the end, we can say, but it's not so fantastic, because you have really in front of you something that is virtual but is real. So thank you so much, because a very important support technology is a very important pillar. So a big ciao from us, and so we give back again the floor to Stefano. Thank you so much. So.
Thank you, Giancarlo. Thank you all the team and stakeholder of 𝗪𝗲𝗯 University. And now we move from Sweden to Greece for the table number 6. We talk about ESG strategy, transparency in communication, and strategic and systematic integration of the SDGs. And we talk about this with Georgia. All you on the floor. Good morning.
Yes, thank you so much, Stefano. So first of all, I would like to say a few words and introduce you to my stakeholders. So first of all, we have 𝗬𝗟𝗓 Srl, who is an EU project manager working for 𝗦𝗂𝗀𝗀 Lifelong Learning Center. Then we have 𝗬𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗁, who is mechanical engineering, spatial planning, urban planning, and regional development, and works at the Hellenic Ministry of Migration and Asylum. And finally, we have 𝗪𝗔𝗂𝗀 Gnari, who is a project manager at 𝗍𝒃 Δυναμική, which is a vet center in Greece. So yeah, these are our stakeholders, and I'm very glad they're here with us because they have a lot of knowledge on these topics.
No, we're talking about an organization, so the strategy of the organization. So now, how can organizations integrate SDGs into their core strategy rather than treating them as a separate CSR initiative? So how is it possible to manage these two sides?
Okay, so I think I will go first and give a very short answer so that I can leave the floor for more comments and any additional things to my stakeholders. So from my side, the true integration of the SDGs means embedding them into the organization's mission, into the decision-making process and the performance indicators of an organization. For example, aligning investment decisions, procurement policies, and employee training with sustainability targets can, of course, ensure long-term value creation. And as an example here, I can mention the Hellenic Corporation of Asset and Participations. It's a Greek example. So this corporation created its sustainability compass to align all the SDGs with the strategies of its state-owned enterprises. And through this, it encouraged companies to set measurable goals, such as improving energy efficiency and promoting innovation and infrastructure. So yeah, that's a few things on this, and a Greek instance that I would like to mention. I don't know if any of my stakeholders would like to add anything on this question.
Thank you for being invited to this very interesting initiative. I'm really excited about it. And regarding the previous questions, I would really like to suggest an interesting example here in Greece. Actually, it's Lambda Development. It's the company that's implementing the huge infrastructure projects in Elliniko. Actually, it's a company that shows the last years that actually sustainable development goals are actually integrated in their processes, from the decision-making process, from the economic department, from the mechanical engineering department, and from the projects that are actually being implemented. It's a good example because it's a company that actually takes into account not only environmental aspects, but also social aspects. It's very interesting. For example, sustainable development goals are not only about the environment, it's actually for the people. So it's a very good example. And that's why it's actually very awarded the last 5 years. And I would like to give it as a case study. It's actually very interesting and actually an interesting case study to be implemented in the curriculums of the project. So thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Absolutely important words. And when we talk about organization in such kind of situation, also we need to talk about transparency and communication. It means it's very important in order to develop everything in a fine way and a right way, also to be transparent and give a good transparent communication. So my question is, what role does transparent communication play in engaging stakeholders, of course, with an organization's SDG related goals and achievements? So what is the role of transparent communication?
So if it's okay, I will start again. And of course, the stakeholders are always welcome to jump in and add anything they want. So transparent communication is completely essential for building trust and accountability around sustainability. So when organizations are able to openly report their progress, and in this also challenges are included, in this way they invite dialogue, they attract partnerships, and they strengthen, of course, the reputation. And this fact also helps employees and consumers understand how their actions contribute to larger sustainability goals. An example that I can mention here from Greece is the Alpha Bank, which is a Greek bank that publishes a comprehensive sustainability report following the GRI standards and directly links its actions to specific SDGs. So this report includes measurable outcomes like reductions in energy use and community investments that are aligned with SDG 8, which is decent work, and SDG 13, climate action. That's
Perfect. And no, absolutely very interesting. And also I want to highlight, I was still thinking, of course, I was listening to you, but I was still thinking about what any words before that. Of course, now in this webinar, we told a lot about climate, but we need also to talk about, for example, food. It's not just a question of climate, it's also food, so SDG 2. And for me, it can be also very important to know how can organization contribute to reducing the food insecurity and promoting sustainable food. So what can be the trick in order to do also this, and the serious attempts in order to do?
Okay, yeah, that's very interesting aspect, because as mentioned before by Potini, sustainability is not only about the environment, it has to do also with people, and part of this is is the goal 2, which is which has to do with food. So organizations can support this SDG by tackling food waste, support local producers, and ensure fair access to nutritious food. And this can be done through many ways, and like social responsibility programs, partnerships with food banks, and supply chain practices. And here again, I will mention this is a very nice initiative. It is an NGO which is called 𝗏𝗏. In English, it is translated as "We Can," and it has built a nationwide network that connects food donors such as supermarkets, restaurants, and farms with charities that distribute this food to people who are in need. So since its creation, this NGO has saved millions of meals from going to waste, and as a result, it contributes to the SDG 2, which is zero hunger, and also SDG 12, which is responsible consumption and production. And of course, it's a very nice model of how collaboration between civil society and private sector can create sustainable impact and offer to people who are in need.
Amazing, thank you so much. Very good example and case studies, really a lot. So if words can be added by stakeholders, or you, Fotain or others want to add something or not?
Actually, the only thing I would like to add, and actually it's food for thought, as we mentioned food before, it's about the involvement of different stakeholders in sustainable development goals. I thought of an example in Greece. In urban planning, there is an initiative in the last decade that actually we are recreating the local plans of cities, including sustainable development goals. And one important part of this procedure, actually it's implemented by public authorities, is the engagement of different stakeholders. The plans are open to the public for about 30 days, and anyone who wants to jump in and make some comments and some suggestions can do it. It's actually something that it's by the law, it's something that's necessary and obligatory to be done. And I was thinking about the importance of not only letting the public understand the importance of sustainable goals, but also being able to make suggestions about the implementation. So it will be very useful for both public and private organizations.
Absolutely agree. Of course, in order to, first of all, thank you, because very, very important contributions you gave us. So thank you to Greece part, absolutely gorgeous what you said. I just want, before to introduce the last table, say one thing from me, from my experience. SDGs born during the heaven of globalization. It was absolutely gorgeous moment of speaking everyone. Of course, in this moment, what we are tackling, what we are handling, what we are facing is a different situations. So it's very important, such kind of cases, the study examples, because bring again, still alive such kind of soul. I mean, we are not talking about something that is almost going down like importance. We are living, still fighting for SDGs, not because it changed the context, the geopolitical situation, but because we really believe, and this is absolutely important. So thank you so much for this, and we can introduce now the last table, Stefano.
Yes, thank you, Giancarlo. Thank you for Innovate team and stakeholders. And now the last but not the least, the table number 7, and I call on the floor Nerea from InnoHub.
Well, hello. I firstly would like to introduce our stakeholders, who are Samuel Rack from Startup Consultancy, Julio Hernandez from Sosé Consultancy, and Gabriel Hereño from Meus Consultancy. And they have worked, 3 of them with us, implementing some sustainable projects. So that's why we invited them today.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And now we are almost in the end. It will be, but very important to focus about the measure, you know? And how can VET schools measure their real impact in tackling climate change at the local level. So now we close again on local level, but it's very important to understand what's possible for VET school to have some kind of measurement. So.
If any stakeholder wants to interrupt me, feel free. But I think it's really important because when we all are involved in sustainable projects, we feel like we want to see the real impact. So we need to have real indicators. And well, we think 2 of the main indicators should be not just environmental, but educational as well. And well, reduction of energy consumption, share of renewable energy used, water use and savings, percentage of waste. And well, in educational, we have a number of courses or modules that including sustainability in their actual content. Percentage of teachers trained in educational and sustainable development, and students' participation in climate environmental initiatives. And well, we really wanted to approach this topic because we are currently working with an institution. It's a high school in Andalusia, Spain. And well, they implemented, we collaborated with them, environmental solutions, and which included the creation of sustainability indicators, such as reduction in energy consumption and the amount of waste recycled. So students actively participated in the data collection and preparing reports that were shared with the educational community.
So I go directly to the last question, and we can consider closing the panels with this question, because at the end of everything, we have the teachers. Okay, so of course we all, but at the end, with our protagonists on field, with boot on the ground, are teachers. So about the teachers, what does the teacher training play as a role in transforming traditional VT program into drivers of social changing and environment defense? So the role of the teachers.
Well, obviously, the role of the teachers is really important. We participated in a program called the 𝗵𝗍𝗁 in Huesca, in a high school. This aimed to create new creative ways of teaching the educators new ways of teaching sustainability. So, well, how transforming traditional programs? Well, we want to address some topics which we equipping educators with knowledge and skills and enabling innovative teaching methods, obviously as well shaping mindset and culture, and for the last, bridging education and local impact.
Thank you, Nerea. Thank you for all the team and stakeholders of 𝗏𝗏𝗏. And now we are on the final conclusions. We listen very, very deep insight about all the topics and the focus objectives of Planet Goals project. And I think that is the starting to become the best practice that we listened in the next practice of this project. So I call Beatrice. I leave you the floor for the official conclusions.
Of the meeting, yes, absolutely. So it's really a pleasure to be here with all of you, and I hope also for you it's the same. So thank you very much for your participation and all your interesting contribution, really. If you wanted to stay connected, please don't forget to check out our social media channels and visit our website so you can have all the news and the next steps of this project. So really, thank you again for your presence and your collaboration. Thank you very much also to Stefano and Giancarlo for this second part of the meeting. Thank you. So we can close here. Thank you. And we probably see next webinar. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Beatrice. Thank you to
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.